Hey guys, good afternoon. This is Julie going to do a quick market wrap. We did get the downside surprise this afternoon. Um, Broke down to our target at 58.57, and it's still hanging on the lows of the session. I think we're pretty close to the end of this move. Here's the quarterly distribution. You can see we just hit the 90-day one and stopped pretty much at 58.50. 58.31.25 is the quarterly 3-month trade days. So the number of trade days in the quarter versus the 90-day calendar days. So that's a little spread that the market makers will use, but the dealer risk is probably right there at 58.31 or 58.30, just below it. So when you break above the quarterly ones and went, to this 3, um, they probably hedged it because of the SPX, um, right here, 58.80. So that was the key driver for this. So we got above their short call, and so they were hedging to the monthly 3 right here. This is actually a monthly 3 right up here, 58.82. They hedged it to the monthly 3, and now we're back to the quarterly ones where their risk is going to be sitting. So if they want to go long and stay long to keep these profits in place through the end of the month, they're going to bounce it right here between 58.50 and 58.30 and go back up because they've moved their risk out. Okay. So this isn't even in play until the quarter ends June 30th. This is May 21st. We have plenty of time. So don't be concerned that because that short call, that price is closing below it, means anything. It doesn't. It hit those stops. So what is today's BTIC? The BTIC, the basis trade index close for the SPX today was 1610. So 58.80 plus 1610, 58.96. So at 58.96 is where that broke. And we can see on our daily chart right here at 58.93, 58.96. That was I think our first downside target for today. Pull that up for you. We knew we were going to get the volatility. We were expecting it. So right here, 58.96. Yep. The first downside target was the 58.96 or the 58.57. So we hit both. We got the 58.96 and then we came down to the 58.97. So the Jats volatility model's working very well for this downside risk adjustment for today. But I think it's going back up. We could go down a little bit further tomorrow to that 58.31 and test it, but the dealer has probably moved their risk out. So they have time to, they're still hedged, is what I'm trying to say. The hedge was at 58.30. So we popped the 58.96, and that's what broke the volatility to the downside quickly. And it went right to our daily 3 on the RTH session, 8:30 to 15:15, or 8:30 to 1600. There's your RTH session. And so yeah, it's all, there's not any excessive panic. This is regular range. That's all it is. So they popped the 58.80 stop. All those stops sitting on that got popped, took it down, but they stop it right here on the RTH time frame range. It is extremely controlled. And like I said, here was the 90-day one. Anyway, it wasn't really going to go anywhere. It stopped right where we thought it would. All right, so 58.30 in the morning. Um, you might look if it gets down there to see them bring it back up. We have to get through the end of the week, and then how many more days next week? So we've got today and tomorrow, and then Monday's a holiday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So the political thing that could make this a little bit more volatile than you would normally expect, that end of the month flow is generally supported with positive GEX. We'll have to see if we get the short negative GEX. If that 58.30 breaks to the downside, we'll be in short negative GEX. But that means that this hedge was let go. They let their hedge go, and they're back inside the quarterly ones. But that quarter doesn't end until June 30th. We're on the monthly contract, and the monthly contract is supported until we get to 5800, 5808. And so if that 58.30 breaks, look hard at that 5800, 5808. But I think that we're just in that zipper I was showing you, and we'll trade that zipper for a while. But here's another 58.30 that you have a weekly and a quarterly level right there, and 5800 for the monthly. So not much room to the downside. And they'll be, hopefully buying that back up because they want to keep their profits. They're not stupid, right? They had a huge run. They're not going to just choke all that off and give it to you because they're upset about the budget, fights in DC. The budget, the way that's been working in DC is they make them go to midnight the day of the do or die all the time. So there's, nothing changing there. So it's so dysfunctional and broken. Hopefully one day that'll get fixed too. But for right now, the only macro I think will be that the budget, somebody will find a microphone and say something and unravel everything. But short of that, this market will be supported going into the end of the month because they don't want to lose their profits. They don't want to sell it off and choke back everything that they've gained. That was a fantastic rally. Also, it's clear that the equities are being supported along with the gold. So it's gold, equities, Bitcoin, um, going into the future, treasuries. So I think we're in pretty good shape. And we're just trading to these normal levels. So we've got a monthly 2 sitting right here also. I didn't just notice 58.48. So we could be, sitting on our support right now. So we've got a quarterly 2 and a monthly 2 right there. So we're pretty close to support. Even though the RSI is at the top, I think it'll go back up a little bit and flatten out. We'll be in that zipper. So we just, got to the bottom end of this um, because those stops broke at 58.80. But no doubt that's going to be a source of contention for people um, trying to figure out if this hedge in ES is on or off. If it goes below 58.30, it's off, and they're back just inside the quarterly ones. So watch out for that. So anything below 58.30 would be very, very bearish. For the VIX, here's the monthly 3. It's the first day of expiration, and we're already on the monthly 3. So that's why I thought I would see this coming down. But if we continue pushing higher to the upside, um, what would that look like? 24. That would look like 24. And there's no gex. There wasn't any gex. Let me take a quick look at it. No gex at all to show you. Oh, it has popped up. Yeah, there has now. There's plenty of gex to the upside, but it's actually at 25, and our line is 24. So they they don't know what they're doing with the gex. It's 24, and so that's why I think that we'll see 18 again before we see 24. Okay. 18 has still got the major gex negative. So we'll see 18 again before we see 24. All right, guys, that's enough for me. I appreciate you. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll see you in the morning. I'll get the Globex report out shortly. Thank you so much.